back to Champions of the Parish. I'm Dang Square. Today I want to do a deck tech on a deck that I am super excited about. It is a Ninja Ultimate Group Slug deck, and this is going to be a very optimized deck of Yuriko, Tiger Shadow, Ninja as the main quarterback and a backup quarterback with Satoru Umezawa. And what this is a combination of two decks I currently have. My original Yuriko Tribal Ninja deck and my Satoru Umezawa just Face Slug deck, which is massive creature ninjutsu, just hitting people with having little bit, sucking people out with little creatures and then hitting them with big creatures with the ninjutsu cost that comes with Satoru. So this deck takes both concepts and smashes them together to an ultimate group slug deck. This is really awesome deck that I'm super excited. Now it's not 100% optimized because it doesn't have the trifecta, the holy trinity of the Eldrazi. I don't have Ulamog, Kozilek, or Emrakul in this deck, mainly because they are stupid expensive. Emrakul, it's at $50-$60. Kozilek, $88. The Kozilek, the Great Distortion, is a possibility. I can get that about $15. So that could be a possible upgrade for this deck. And then Ulamog, both the Ulamogs are $60 a pop. So those are not in this deck. But even without them in this deck can pack a massive punch. So the strategy of this deck is pretty much trying to get Yuriko out first and having a few of your low CMC unblockables out. And once you have that, you're trying to flip the big CMCs off the top of the deck while at the same time trying to get Satoru and like Skull Rack out, so that way you can be able to, if you have a lot of the high CMCs in hand, cycle them to the top of the deck and have that cycle going, and have Satoru out there in case if you want to, if you've knocked out one or two of your opponents from Yuriko's abilities with the high CMCs, you knock out Satoru and be able to ninjutsu out the big CMC creatures with the big hitting bats. That way you can individually knock out an opponent or two that way as well. So it's Yuriko first, doing what she does, and then once you got like enough big CMCs in the rotation, get Satoru out, and then hit straight face with big creatures that way. I am using tapout.com for my deck list. Check them out, tapout.com. For my specific list, if you want to look up Cajun Daddy, that's 87. That's me. That's my tag name on Tapout. But anyway, starting out with artifacts, we're using Glaring Spotlight. Use this in the original Yuriko deck, mainly because of its ability to tap 3, sacrifice it, and gain control. Creatures you gain control hexproof, and they're unblockable to the end of the turn, so that can definitely help us out. Scroll Rack from the original Yuriko deck, be able to massive major manipulation of the top deck. Soul Ring and Thought Vessel. Thought Vessel because with both Yuriko and Satoru, the card draw in this deck is absolutely amazing just with them two alone. I'll do creatures last. The enchantment, we're only running one enchantment for this deck, and it's Arcane Adaptation and Adaptation. Obviously, we're picking ninjas. Make everything ninjas, even the big guys when they come out. It's the Yuriko and Satoru combo off very well with that. Instances we're running, Brainstorm, Cancel, Counter Spells, Peel from the Real, Snap, some good returns, so if we need to, we can return some of the big creatures back so we can ninjutsu them out with Satoru's ability. Brainstorm kind of helps with a little bit of top decking. Vampiric Tutor to get something really big, put it on top, or even just to tutor some of the main pieces that we need to really get the combo going off. Tell Time helps the deck, top of the deck, and Voyager and some more return. These is definitely a good combo of both Yuriko and Satoru deck combined for the emphasis. Planeswalker, we're still just going to run the one Planeswalker, Katiro Shizuki. great ninja planeswalker. Can help us get some unblockables out if we need to. Sorceries, demonic, diabolic tutor to help us get our pieces. Devastating tide, flood of tears. Some good return, not only returning our stuff, but returning our opponent's stuff. Karn, Temporal Asunder, and Temporal Mastery kind of help with extra turns. Potent, help with manipulating the top deck card. And Treasure Cruise, not only is it a big bomb, 8-drop, but it can help us draw some cards. I was having a hard time debating whether or not to keep Temporal Mastery or Karn Sundering. Karn Sundering is more likely to keep because it helps return creatures, so I can end up using that to return my own creature. Temporal Mastery, I was like, that is kind of on the fence about it, but ended up keeping it anyway. A great, just kind of a side note, a great thing about this deck, if somebody wants to Cyclone Rift Overload this deck, is more than welcome to. We will laugh and shake the purchase hand who decides to Cyclonic Rift this deck, because we want things returned back to our hand. That way we can set back up and do everything all over again and smash face. So this deck is a deck where they have to board wipe. Board destruction, Goth Wrath this deck, otherwise you're just helping us set up for the next bout and just beating the mess out of people. Lands for this deck, I went ahead and tried to optimize it with the best dual decks. Try to as very little tap lands as possible, so we can keep the synergy of this deck going as fast as we can. So we'll have some tap lands, Jawar Isle for that 1 life, because that can help. Mortuary Mire, in case something gets to the graveyard, we can pull it back. Temple of Deceit, definitely help out with the Scry. Temple of Path of Ancestry, also helping out with Scry. Now, as far as the other lands, we have Sunken Hollow, Watery Grave, some of the good Tainted lands, Tainted Isle, Underground River, some of the good dual lands that don't come in tapped, and plus you don't have the basics. So this deck we're running 35. I'll try to make the land base on this one a good number. I usually try to go about 38, 37, but with the low cost of a lot of the unblockables, you really don't need as many lands, but I still want to have a good bit of lands to be able to play what we need to. Now that we've gone through all of those, we'll go through the creatures. Alright, and start off with creatures, we're going to talk about the unblockables. Now these are going to be the very low cost creatures that are going to help set up the entire deck. Obviously you got a bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops. You have some expensive unblockables, like Ukima is probably the most expensive 3-drop. Phoenix of War Isle is not really an unblockable, but it kind of is, but it isn't. It's mainly there to kind of help with top deck manipulation, as well as Varagoth. He is also there to kind of help, kind of a vampire tutor on a stick. Another key MVP of this deck is Quickling. This definitely helps get creatures back in the hand when need to, so we can keep cycling the ninjutsu effects out. So overall you got 11 unblockables, which is a good bit. Go on to the tribal set of ninjas. You have 21 ninjas. A lot of the ninjas actually help out on both sides of the coin, whether it's being your ninjutsuing them out or flipping down from Eureka. Some cards like Silent Blade Oni is a good one. Ninja of the New Moon, my favorite ninja, they're good for kind of hitting some solid damage. But they're also, you got some good ones in that can help with unblocking or getting through as well. Like Phantom Ninja is great, just to help us get some more unblockable in. Thousand Face Shadow, being it's flying, can help us get past creatures if we need to. So somebody doesn't have anything blocking flying. Yeah, a lot of good ninjas in here. Some card draw. You have some ninjas that help with tokens, so help with mana base that helps well. And Master Splinter, you gotta have Master Splinter in any kind of ninja deck for two reasons. Mainly because it helps with the ninjutsu ability of that one cost less, which one mana less can go a long way. Plus, he's a lord, ninja lord, so +1/+1 to all ninjas and rogues, so it really helps get the power in, especially when you've got adaptation in the field and everything's a ninja. This is really gonna hurt. Alright, now the big meat of the deck. What I like to call the baseball bats of the deck. A lot of these cards help super well on both sides of the coin, whether it's being for Yuriko's ability or for Satoru's ability. There's a lot of cards that can help on both sides of the field.
The great thing about these high CMC cards that even though they're high CMC, you'll never pay that cost. Because with Satoru, when you get to that point when you want to ninjutsu them out, you're paying 4, maybe 3 mana to pay them out, which is great. And it helps a lot, and that's like the best way to cheat them in and just hit face with them. So that's another reason why having such a high mana base isn't that big of a deal. That 35 is actually pretty solid of a mana base that we need for this deck to run.
Ancient Stone Idol, a massive hitter with 10 CMC and freaking 12 power. Artisan of Kozlet 9 with a 10-9 power. Breaker of Arms 8 with 10. Dark Steel Colossus 11 on both sides of the coin. And Draco hitting for 16 on the CMC side. Hitting face hard for Yuriko. And then coming in even as a 9-9 can hit hard. The new card from New Capenna, Shadow Mortality. As soon as I saw this, as soon as Suave kind of showed this card to me, he's like, this is a bomb for Yuriko, and it sure is. With a freaking 15 CMC mana cost. Scion of the Draco is 12 CMC. It's got a 4/4 toughness, power. So it's mainly a Yuriko, but it's still a good card. Metalwork Colossus 11 and 10-10 power. Path Raising Ulamog 11 CMC, 9-9 power. Stratodon is one of the cheaper cards for the baseball bats. It's a 10 CMC, but the 5/5. So it's mainly for the Yuriko side, but I mean a 5/5 is still a good bit of damage. Triplicate Titan's a really good card because it's a 9-9 power, and if it dies, you get 3 3/3 golems, one with flying, one with vigilance, one with trample. So it kind of helps out with a little bit of defense if need to. Really good card. Just a solid overall, hard-hitting freight train. Now again, like I said, none of the trifecta Eldrazi's are in this deck. I might put Kozla the Great Distortion in it, kind of down the road as an upgrade. But I mean, granted, if I had all 5 of the big hitting Eldrazi's, this deck would be super optimized. But even without them, this deck hits like a freaking freight train. It's super powerful. Like I said, a lot of these cards hit on both sides of the coin for Yuriko and Satoru. So this is the deck. It's a really good deck. I'm really excited to actually try this deck out and play it. I'm kind of still in the process of building it because I still got to get some of the baseball bats. But I have most of this deck already built. Just to kind of show you the toughness of the deck, looking at the TCG, or the, excuse me, not TCG, the tapped out power of this, or what it shows as a 71% competitive deck, which for me is amazing. This is super optimized deck. The Yuriko deck by itself that I have is a 50-50, and the Satoru deck that I have is at like a 63% competitiveness according to Tapped Out. So, yeah, great deck. This is super freight train deck. I'm excited. I can't wait to try it out and just smash face with this deck. It's gonna hit so hard. I can't wait to play it. If you have any suggestions on tips on other than the big Eldrazi's that I could run in this deck that are in the mirror colors, let me know in the comments. Like If you want to subscribe to Champions of Parish. We would appreciate that. Right now we're kind of very stagnant on posting videos, but hey, what can you do? We're kind of busy with life and everything. But anyway, thanks for checking out if you did, and if you came out this far the video and watched it, thank you so much. Y'all have a good one.